Thousands of guests at a downtown Nashville hotel were evacuated early this morning after smoke from a burning car just outside the hotel then spread into the building. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is at the Renaissance Hotel near Broadway. So exactly what happened, Cuthbert?
Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Fire crews are still trying to exactly figure that out right now. They actually just left the scene, but let me kind of show you what everything looks like over here. You can see that car standing there or sitting there in that alleyway. You can see how close it is to the hotel. What fire officials are telling us is they got out here at about 3 o'clock to see the car on fire, and as you move over a little bit, you can actually see the scorch marks there on the wall. They tell us that the smoke from that fire actually came up into the ventilation system of that hotel and prompted that evacuation. Take a look at this dramatic video given to us by a viewer. You can see just how large those flames were around the car. You can actually see many explosions, I guess if you could call it that. The tires there were exploding. And so what crews are saying is when they got out here this morning, they actually had to go floor by floor to check everything out to make sure, in fact, there weren't any fires in the hotel. So all 2,400 guests, 600 rooms in total, were evacuated out here for close to 2 hours this morning as crews began to try to exactly figure out what happened. Thankfully, no injuries to report, but as folks were coming back from downtown last night, they say they didn't expect anything like this to happen.
We got back to the hotel and went upstairs, and it smelled like smoke, so we came downstairs and all of a sudden everybody was evacuating. Kind of scary.
And she was up on the 24th floor, so that kind of gives you an indication of just how high the smoke went. I mean, pretty much every single floor, like I said, had to be evacuated, 2,400 people. This was actually a security guard's car, so that's why it was parked so close to hit this hotel. Fire officials say they were out here in just a matter of minutes, and they say in this day and age, you just never know if this is suspicious or a mere accident, so they are continuing to investigate this morning to figure out exactly what may have happened. But again, thankfully, Jennifer, no injuries to report this morning, and everybody here is back in the hotel. Reporting live in downtown Nashville this morning, I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. A man is fighting for his life after a fiery crash on Interstate 24 near Antioch just after midnight. And 6 Good Samaritans are being credited with getting him out of his car. The car was heading east when it left the road and hit a rock wall near Haywood Lane and then burst into flames. Passers-by saw the accident and sprung into action. The car door was locked, but the folks who came to the rescue dodged the flames and managed to reach through the window and were able to unlock and open the door. Then they pulled the driver out of the burning vehicle and started CPR.
It could happen to any of us, and we want the help for us too when we're in that situation.
We don't have Marvel comic heroes out here in the regular world. We got William, Oscar, Carlos, Corey, Anthony, and myself.
The fire began in the front of the car, and once the men pulled the driver out, the fire then quickly spread to the back seat. The driver was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. One man is dead after a massive house fire in Hendersonville yesterday morning. It started just after 5:30 on Cherry Hill Drive. When firefighters got there, they found the homeowner, 67-year-old Rod Smith, in the front yard, lying on the ground next to an unused fire extinguisher. We're told Smith had 2 dogs, but at this point only one of them has been found. At this time, the fire is not considered suspicious. A week and a half after a tanker truck overturned and exploded in the Nation's neighborhood in West Nashville, some of that area are now pushing for change, hoping to prevent another accident like that in the future. Folks with the Nation's Neighborhood Association say there's no doubt that part of town is growing. And they say by cutting 51st Avenue down from 4 lanes of traffic to 2, everyone will be able to use the road safely, from commuters to the tanker trucks that frequently use that road. The Neighborhood Association organized this street party there yesterday that transformed the road into 2 lanes for the day. But truck drivers who use that road say more information, not fewer lanes, is the key to a safer road.
Well, I think a better solution would be to educate the public about the dangers of what we deal with constantly. Maybe make driver's education mandatory in Tennessee before you get the license.
Yesterday's street party that closed 2 lanes of traffic was approved by Metro, and there was security on hand to guide traffic throughout the day. A pharmacy in Smyrna is closed after its license was suspended by the Tennessee Board of Pharmacy. Tennessean says this was prompted by complaints by law enforcement. Authorities found thousands of hydrocodone pills were missing from Quarters Community Pharmacy during an inspection. Meanwhile, the Murfreesboro Pain Management Clinic has surrendered its license, and a doctor and pharmacist there are on probation after investigators discovered they were prescribing drugs to a friend or family member without proper documentation.